Shut up and sit down.
Hello everyone, my name is Niels Krogh Mortensen and I'm on a mission to make the world's most awesome software for doing hand-drawn animation.
Yeah. Welcome to this tour of the animation paper interface. As you can see, this GUI design is for the Mac. The PC version will be Windows style, but otherwise exactly the same. And remember, this is just an image I'm showing you, because animation paper doesn't exist yet. It will. Who am I? I'm an animator, director, producer and creator of video games, film, television and software for the past 30 years. This is animation paper. So, here we go. It's quite simple really. This is the drawing area, it's your sheets of paper. Then you have this divider, and to the left you have your X sheet. The divider can be dragged right or left to make room for more layers, or hide the X sheet completely. Here's how the zoom tool worked in my old software over a decade ago. Zoom and rotate to draw details at the most natural angle. In the new animation paper you will still press and hold Z to get this zoom interface up, but running on today's computers, all your layers, thousands of frames in high resolution and all, will run even faster and feel fully responsive. Effortless is one of my keywords. At the bottom we have the timeline. It marks the current frame and range of frames you're currently working on. In animation paper you do not need to render or anything, you just scrub or flip your frames and see them instantly. With light table turned on, you'll be able to see a few frames back and a few frames forward. Like in this example from the old software. You'll be able to set everything about the light table to your liking, including hue shift to make it easier to distinguish each frame. So back to the X sheet. You can easily adjust the timing of your keys and breakdowns by just dragging down the thumbnail, like this, down, to make your keyhole longer. Also you can shift select a range of frames and copy them as clones anywhere else. So let me switch to the old software and let me show how the same thing worked back then. So here's a rough pick walk cycle loaded inside the old animation paper. So if you want to repeat a frame, insert a pause, I simply click here and just drag down. Very easy. Drag up again. We can take this, drag down, or maybe this, just a single one. Whatever you need. Back to the new version. The X sheet is displaying your layers, so in this example we have 3 columns, 3 layers, but you can have as many as you need. If you want to change the order around, you just drag left or right down here. Up here you can turn layers on and off as you wish, and with this little icon you can link layers, so if you add or remove any frames in a layer, the same will happen in the link layers, so it will keep the same timing. Each layer is color-coded. That means that every drawing on that specific layer will be the same color to help you visually separate each layer. So let's say you're doing a rough pass, animating a character and then want to clean it up. Then you just add another layer and set it to, say, black. Then you can just draw on top of your rough blue lines and clean it up in black. Also you could have some layout drawings or some background elements drawn in red or other stuff in green and so on. Anyway, the point is that if you want to change the color, you just pull down this little color tab and you change the whole layer in an instant. When you're finally ready to color your animation, you can add a full color layer for painting and just switch off your rough lines. Here you have your soundtrack and then you have your notes. And if you need more space, you'll just drag this divider again. When you add notes, you simply just scribble them, so you can write whatever you want, doodle stuff and make marks to plan what you're doing with your animation. When you're animating and drawing your frames, you want to flip back and forth all the time. So you can do that a number of ways. You can use your cursor keys, or you can do what is called a return flip by pressing this button up here, or better, pressing return on your keyboard. Just hold it down a little to flip a few frames back and then release it to flip forward again, stopping at your current frame. You'll normally have one hand on your keyboard and the other hand holding your pen.
Another thing I'd like to show you is cutouts, and it's best to show in the old pap here. So see, just draw around. You have this. Stamp it down again. Undo, or you could scale it up or down. Rotate it. See there. Rotate again. And so on. Cutouts can be picked up as several frames or the whole animation. So let's say take this area again. Now we have it picked up here. We can flip back and forth. This is still picked up as a cutout, and then I can scale it, for instance, or maybe flip it horizontally. Scale it, and then I can, let's say I want to stamp it down here, like that. Then press escape to release this one, and we have a copy over there. Of course, you'll be able to copy and paste whole frames. So you'll just mark a block of frames over here in the X sheet and copy and then paste in another location. And it'll show up as clone frames like these ones. So if you draw on the original frame, it will update on the clone frames. That means you can easily reuse frames, so when you need to clean them up or color them, you only need to do it once. Here's another small thing I'd like to show you. You're drawing. I'm drawing in blue. Then I have this quick select menu. So I'd like to change it to black. I'm drawing black instead. And that can be selected very quickly and very easily. I'll say eraser, and back to drawing again.
We are animators. We draw and we make characters come to life. And as you know, to be able to do that best, you need to get into the mind of your character, and that means that you don't want to think about software. It just have to flow, it have to be second nature. So, while I let you peek at the planned drop-down menus, I want to end with reminding you that the whole reason for developing animation paper is to make you work easily, fast and effortlessly. So even though you have thousands of frames with many layers, have the light table turned on and you're zoomed in and rotated, animation paper will still be fully responsive. You'll forget about it. So you get in the zone and you produce tons of the very best quality animation. It is a dream and it will come through. Animation paper is going to be awesome. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. Thanks a lot, guys.